They know my standards and my quality of work, and that's why we're here to actually train you guys to make the best Japanese food possible. Question, how many people here actually watch anime? I know all y'all do. So, a lot of people that watch anime know the common stuff, sushi, ramen, right? But there's actually over 10,000 Japanese cuisines that a lot of people don't even know about. So bento being one of them. So that's what today's focus is about, to kind of introduce you to bento. Sometimes you might see it in Naruto and anime. You'll be eating like the lunch box or things like that. That is actually bento. So we're going to go into a little bit of details about that real quick. So first off, what is bento? The easy way to put a bento is kind of like a meal prep in America. When you make, let's say, you want to make enough food for 3 to 4 days, you make a lot of them in like a small container, right? And then usually meal preps have rice or some kind of carbohydrate, vegetable, protein. So essentially it's the same thing as bento. Now the difference between bento and bento is that meal prep you make a bulk of it for X amount of days. Bento you make it each day, and each day you make it a little bit more different, unique to what you want, what you were looking for, or even sometimes, or traditionally, what your mom or dad wants you to eat. So they're usually, like they're growing up, they're the ones that usually make the bento for you. And it's usually for one person. Now that is what we're going to be doing. I have some custom bento boxes that we actually imported from Japan that you guys will be able to organize and arrange today, and then also we'll have some extra for y'all to even take home for your mom or give it to your favorite person. So one of the questions I get a lot is, why do Japanese people live so long? The average Japanese people live to about 90 years old. That is because they eat the bento boxes from the moment they grow up. Plus we have more of a stable diet of fish, proteins, also rice. Everything's very fresh. And we don't, not like America where a lot of things are, I would say, essentially like mass produced in factories. So a lot of things are very homegrown, even in Japan too. So a lot of things are controlled. So what is going to be inside the bento is going to be pretty much protein. So we're going to have 5 compartments today. One is going to be for protein, one is salad, one is pickle, one is rice, and something fried. So that is what we're going to have on the menu. Now, hopefully everyone has a paper in front of them. I'm going to go over that real quick with you guys. Because essentially, that's going to be your menu. So as I mentioned earlier, there's going to be the protein section. Then the second one is going to be, we call it Karaage, which is Japanese fried chicken. That's going to be our second compartment. The third one's going to be our salad. So I already have some salad range for you guys, and then also we'll be dressing with my signature orange ginger dressing. And then we'll have a little bit of pickles, and then we have the rice that's ready to go. So ideally, you guys are going to be mainly cooking 2 items today. It's going to be the fried chicken and then also chicken teriyaki. So we'll get you guys to do a little hands on it, cutting the onions, cutting some vegetables, and also we'll go over with you guys on how to kind of properly cook this stuff. Now on the opposite side, you'll see a bunch of pictures and things like that. That's just a little brief introduction about myself. I have been on Top Chef, the TV show. I've also been in a Houston cookbook. 2021, I was rated top 100 Yelp for United States and Canada. Also, I won the best Japanese restaurant in Houston. And you'll see that kind of like Japanese font, crazy looking thing right there. I'm actually one of the only chefs in probably Texas to be sponsored by a city in Japan. So I was actually the Wagyu. Does anyone know what Wagyu is? No. Everyone knows what beef is. Alright, imagine beef that costs 100 times more expensive. So let's say 1 pound of beef, usually in America, they cost like $7 to $8. 1 pound of this kind of Wagyu beef goes up to almost $100 per pound. So definitely the Japanese government helped me with that. They wanted to help me promote something in the United States to kind of bring a different type of beef, essentially. There's another event that I also participate in called the Lucky Rice. That's only Asian chef that you have to be invited from. That's actually from New York. And then the last one for you guys to be a little something after the event is I'm also the founder of an organization called Tokyo Night Festival, which is a Japanese culture event that I also host. The first year we did it 2 years ago, we had about 20,000 people. Last year it did get rained out, but we had close to about 40,000 people that expect to show up. We will be hosting the next one in June on Father's Day weekend. So you guys can scan it later, get some more information. If you really want to get to more Japanese culture and more, see some a lot of other anime. We have cars, animes, cosplay, all that put into one. So definitely you guys would have a lot of fun with that too. Now, do you have any questions so far about Bento, what we're going to be doing, or anything like that? You guys want to ask me any questions about restaurants? You know, I've opened a restaurant from the ground up. Yes.
What made you want to get into this? Like, how did you get into it?
So as weird as it sounds, I was actually kind of forced into it. So my dad actually has the oldest Japanese restaurant in Houston called Nippon. It's been there for about 40 years.
Where is it?
It's on Montage in Richmond. So a little bit around the downtown area. So very, very old school, but I actually started cooking when I was 14. So right now I'm 37. So you guys can see how long I've been doing this. So that's where I got most of my experience. Plus, where the difference I would say me with other chefs is that I kind of knew that I wanted to run a restaurant when I was literally at the age of 16. So I dedicated all my summers, every single time I had to food. So when everyone else was having summertime, you know, playing video games or going out having fun, I would actually be traveling to different countries and trying the origin of the food. So like one, for example, Mexican food. Everyone has Mexican food, but have you had actual Mexican food from Mexico? Because just someone that your friend, best friend's mom, or you know your mom that may be cooking Mexican food or Spanish food, doesn't necessarily mean it's an actual core food. So I like to actually go to actual countries, try the original food, so then that way I'm not misrepresented about other people's cultural cuisines.
How many different places have you been?
Sorry?
How many different places have you been?
I've been to at least 25 countries. 25 countries and at least 14 states.
What was the best one?
Japan. I mean, Japan is everything from the best food to the most. Anyone know what Michelin star is? So Michelin star means the best, highest rated restaurants. And Japan holds the title for number one for the most amount of restaurant that has the best restaurants in the world. To the scene. From all the way from nature to temples to the ocean, the food. Then also you have all the entertainment aspects. You have all the cosplay, cars, games, Sega, Nintendo. That's all from Japan. That's why I think Japan is my favorite country. But definitely, I mean, every country has something else.
I got one more question.
Sure, bring it up.
Like, what was the craziest thing you ever eaten?
Blowfish. I know everyone wants to hear that. So anyone that doesn't know, so blowfish actually is the most poisonous fish in Japan.
Exactly.
And people actually die every year from this. So you have to make sure to go to a reputable place to actually consume that. Now, when I did have it after 20 years, I was like, I didn't want to try it, I was like, this is it. It literally tastes like slime. But, yeah. Any other questions? Alright. So pretty simple, straightforward today, guys. So we did actually do ended up breaking a lot of things out for you guys. So it'd be very easy to visually see what you're going to be working with. We have all the ingredients already set up. We have the cutting board, knife, and all that ready for you guys. So what we will be doing today is obviously creating bentos from scratch. And then make sure we get familiar with your station once we walk to the back. We'll be dividing into each section. Us three chefs will be taking different routes. And then first thing that we'll be doing is cutting purple onion and cutting a little bit of tomato. And then from there we're going to go into the cooking and frying.